Maplers high and low, Maplers across the globe. If we didn't see eye to eye before, we need to in this time of need. Like, honestly, if I offended anybody in the past, I apologize. But surely this time we can all agree that what I'm about to show you guys is bad for the game. MapleStory is trying to become a monthly subscription game, and unless you are happy with that more so than just paying for VAC pets every month, then now is the time that we need to communicate even harder and stronger than ever by uninstalling the game, obviously not spending. How can you if you're not playing the game, and etc. Because honestly at this point it's too ridiculous. If I sound a little bit tapped out, it's because I literally just recorded this entire thing, about 12 minutes of me absolutely going the fuck off, and yeah, my mic wasn't being picked up in OBS. So we're at it again, and as you guys can see, we are on the MapleStory C official website. Okay, this is not some fan website, this is not some speculatory website, this is legitimate news that has just dropped in MapleStory C, and it's called Introducing Soul Erda Booster. The reason why, guys, first of all, as GMS players, we need to worry about this is because our closest server, our twin server, essentially, is MapleStory C. We get pretty much everything MapleStory C gets, rather than we get everything MapleStory KMS gets. Okay, so MapleStory C news is pretty much like GMS news. They just get their news a little bit sooner than ours, and also receive patches a little bit sooner than us as well, I believe. If I am mistaken in saying that, then please do let me know in the comment section right below that like button, but that's not important right now. What is this absolutely buffoonery that is called the Soul Erda Booster. They have an entire thing here. I will leave this linked in the pinned comment at the top of the comment section, so feel free to check it out yourself. I already read through the entire thing, I digested the entire thing, and honestly guys, it is a fucking scam. It is absolutely disgusting, and Nexon has literally solidified themselves as one of the absolute game developers and publishers because of something like this even being introduced. The fact that it was even thought up is 3 steps too far in my opinion, and the fact that we're now looking at patch notes regarding it is something that absolutely boggles my mind, and I'm just waiting for them to say sorry, it was an early April Fool's joke. Let's get into the actual meat and potatoes of this bullshit, because like honestly I can't keep this shit together. So pretty much the Soul Erda Booster, okay, this is a 30 KNX item, okay, that essentially goes in your cash inventory, and what happens is you can double click this thing once per day for a maximum of 6 days total. It lasts 30 days and can be purchased once per world. Okay, so if you play on Reboot, you can only purchase it one time on any character in Reboot, and it lasts 30 days. However, you can only actually double click it 6 times. Okay, and what you get for double clicking it is a single Soul Erda. Okay, so you get 1 Soul Erda and 4 Erda fragments. Okay, so after 6 days, this equates to 6 Soul Erda and 24 Erda fragments. Okay, but here's a little extra bonus for you guys because we're so kind. After the 6th time you click it, you get an additional either 2 Soul Erda or 20. Notice the or, by the way, or 20 Erda fragments. Okay, so in total, right? Let's say you choose to get the Soul Erda at the end of your 6 days. You will get 8 Soul Erda and you'll get 24 Erda fragments. Okay? So you might be wondering, well, hey, is this good? Is this bad? You know, I don't really know. I did the math for us, okay? And it's fucking abysmal. So without a cap, if we did not have a cap for Erda energy, okay, it would take roughly 6.5 hours of grinding to achieve 8 Soul Erda and the same amount of Erda fragments. Erda fragments is not something we necessarily have to worry about. This is not the limiting factor in 6 job. It's the actual Soul Erda. So you don't need to worry too much about the Erda fragments. But it'll take roughly 6.5 hours to achieve the same amount that this thing gives you over the course of a week. And keep in mind, this costs 30 KNX. You can grind, and this is with me, this is the math I did here. This is with me lowballing, because it's been speculated that it'll take 15 minutes to cap out the 400 Erda energy. Okay, and that's with 250% drop. So if you're a player playing the game and you have, let's say, 320% drop, this time is going to be cut down significantly for you. So instead of taking 6.5 hours for you to cap out, it'll probably take you 4 hours to get the same amount of total Soul Erda and Erda fragments as this bullshit 30 KNX offer is giving you. Like, how bad of a scam is that, and how filthy is Nexon for even doing this? This is absolutely bullshit, and they can't get away with this. They cannot introduce this to the game, because that will almost solidify MapleStory and their intents with wanting the game to become a monthly subscription game. If they are struggling to make cash, which I doubt they are, there are many ways that have been offered by previous players in the past and current that, you know, are offering these suggestions and saying, hey, Nexon, if you were to monetize the game in this way, I wouldn't mind paying for it, right? There's so many things. We can make a list for a separate video in the future one day, but I'm sure even you guys can think of something that would be a cool way for Nexon to monetize MapleStory without it being game breaking. This is an integral part of the game for the late to end game, obviously, since it takes place at level 260, and for them to want to gate you so heavily, they have you stuck in this tiny tube, and the only way to open up that tube to progress a tiny bit faster is by paying $30 per month. Like, why would anybody be okay with that? Like, and I want to give a shout out to players who speculated this and saw this coming, like, especially before many of us. Like, shout outs to Mist on the MapleStory official Discord for calling this out and pretty much, you know, giving us a heads up, because that's something Nexon could never do. But shout outs to you, Mist, and shout outs to others who pointed it out and speculated something like this as well, because you guys weren't doomers. You guys were actually right. And it's funny because I remember seeing a lot of people saying that, oh, Nexon could never do that, Nexon would never do that, it doesn't make sense, it seems like such a ripoff. But hey, like, when are we going to stop being surprised? The thing is as players, we control, not even players, as consumers, as users, as customers or players, whatever it is, as a consumer of any product, service, or business, you set the standard for that company. So even if you're a player that is cool with these changes, you don't see the big deal behind it, trust me when I say that you don't lose anything. It will never negatively impact you as a consumer or player to stand with the group that is fighting against the company. Because without that backlash, without that resistance, without that wall, that company will continue to drag you through the mud. That company will continue to think that all their maniacal ideas are okay and legit and granted, because there's no resistance or backlash. So of course they're gonna feel like, oh, we must be doing fucking good, everybody's chill with it. The fact that, like, I better not see anybody okay with this. There should be nobody. No one. There should be no one. And if you think you're okay with it, please talk to me. Give me a chance to change your mind. Maybe I'll even open up a Discord just so we can have this conversation person to person, via voice chat. Because I promise you, if you give me the chance to try and refute why you believe these things are fine, I can probably get us there. So again, even if you don't believe these changes are bad, side with the majority of the people who do, okay? Because the only thing that can come from it is beneficial for everyone. I would hope that as a player of a game, you know, especially a game that you enjoy, you want to see the game thrive. You want to see the game be successful. You want the player base to be bumping, because that's what makes it fun. You know, it's lonely at the top, as they say. I hope that you're not some selfish, you know, person who wants to be ranked number one, even if it means it's because the rest of the server quit. Like, that's no fun, and I hope that nobody would have that mentality seeing something like this, because it's truly detrimental to the game. And I promise you on my life, Lost Ark still has that freaking catch-up server going. I've been playing on it, and I would gladly invest my time that I currently spend playing MapleStory, playing Lost Ark, if this change gets implemented into the game. So just know from now, if this change does go through, y'all might not be seeing any more MapleStory videos here on the channel. Y'all gonna start seeing some variety content again, and hey, who knows, I might fuck around and change my name up again. Who the fuck knows? Because this is absolutely absurd, and if Nexon thinks that I'm gonna just chill here and let them do whatever the fuck they want, then they can go fuck themselves, straight up. Speak up. Let's all be on the same page here, okay? We really need to be, because if we let this slide, who knows what's gonna come in the future, okay? Companies like this love to keep taking a little bit more. They love to do that, to really see if their audience or if their consumers have any sort of line that can't be crossed. And right now is the first time I feel like GMS is actually showing that, hey, we do have a fucking line, and y'all need to step back past it. Okay, so let's keep strong. Let's, like, honestly, there's plenty of different MMOs that are better than MapleStory. right? I'm sure we've all played one in the past. It's just MapleStory has this little bit of a grasp on us. But fuck that. We can move past that if they're trying to do stupid shit like this with the game. I'd rather see GMS fucking die before I give them $30 per month, or before I'm even swayed into thinking a $30 per month option is a good idea. To fucking enjoy the game and play the game. I hope y'all are right there with me. Again, discussion in the comment section below if you guys disagree or think I'm overreacting. But again, MapleStory C stuff almost always comes to GMS. So speak now, or honestly, guys, the game might change in a way that you might be wishing you spoke up sooner for. As for the person who came up with this idea at the fucking meetings, you're a pig. I fucking hate you, and you should never be allowed to work on any single fucking game in the future. Fuck you.